Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Bella Boulevard to share with you this multi-photo layout created with the documented collection. So I have 3 photos of my family and I going on a walk around the neighborhood, and I have this rainbow piece of pattern paper as well as this tone-on-tone floral B-side, and I'm going to cut out 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch rectangles out of both of those pieces of paper to just create some layers behind the photos, just add a little bit of color, and then I'm going to mount those in a grid sort of haphazardly on that piece of framed, let's go with sky blue, grid paper, also from the documented collection. The 4th rectangle will be a journaling spot, and then I want to use the Chow Chips in the center to just tie that all together for the title. So really, like I said, haphazardly just putting some layers behind these photos. I just like the way that the matted photos give a little bit more color and movement to the page, and I tend to want to make the photos symmetrical, even though the rest of it is not symmetrical. So that's sort of the uniting factor that sort of, well, not the uniting factor, but it pulls it together. It gives it a little bit more structure, which is what I like in my layouts. So I have the ephemera icons, and I want to have a selection of those that will be just jutting out of the edges of all of the rectangles there. There's a lovely mix. I think there's like 100 plus ephemera pieces that are in just the icons, and then there's another 100 plus of it that are in the word phrases. So I have pulled, you can see that notebook page there, and that will be my journaling spot. And then the idea was that I was going to use a bunch of those clips above the photos so that it looked like it was sort of like a wall of clipboards. But I don't know, I already had that blue, and so I didn't like the blue, and I really liked that bulldog clip, that pink bulldog clip that's there. So I decided I'm going to go with that and just vary it up a little bit, because there are so many different ephemera pieces, and you can see that really I don't. Normally in my layouts, I like to have a structured color palette, so I will work with 2 or 3 colors. Sometimes I'll add a 4th color, but this is pretty bright because of the rainbow, and I just like the way that the color brightness works with the photos, because there are so many colors in the photos, all the different colored t-shirts that we're wearing, and then that sort of orange glow from the setting sun. So all of this multicolor palette works really, really well with that. I like white space. Those of you who know me know that, but I also like to not have my ephemera pieces have too much white space. I think it gets distracting, especially when I'm not working on a white background. So I made the paper clip a little bit more functional by cutting it closer to the edge. And then also this camera, while a lot of it is tucked behind the photo, I don't know, I don't like all of that white that's in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my scissors and fussy cut that out of there, and it just is a more aesthetically pleasing look to me. But again, that's all to preference. So very much a grid layout, but a little less structured than my normal grid layouts, and I just like the way that dark scalloped frame frames the layout. Isn't this a great collection? I love this new collection. I can't wait to use Love Grows Here. That's the other new one from Bella Boulevard. So adding a little bit of dimension here. Everything's pretty flat because I don't have any chipboard pieces on the page yet, but I know I'm going to stick some chipboard on there. So I just want a little bit more dimension so that it's not just the title in the center of the page. It kind of stands out like a mountain in the middle of the page there. This clip is also going to get some foam. That's on the diagonal from the Bulldog clip, and so it just is some coordinating dimension there, kind of in the way of working a visual triangle in a way, but we're on a diagonal because of the rigid structure of the grid there. So just removing the foam, and then I'm going to go to my ribbon stash and get just a little bit of ribbon. Again, that just provides just a little bit of movement in there and makes it kind of draws your eye to that clip there. So I've got all of the photo clusters pretty much done, and now I want to work on that journaling cluster. So I did cut down the blue piece just a smidge so that you could see the rainbow behind it a little bit more, because I had so much more space around that journaling spot. It's not 3x4, it's slightly smaller, and so it just helps provide a little bit more symmetry to the page there. I really love that heart with the little bow clip on there. Do you remember when Bella Boulevard made those felt bows? That's kind of what that reminds me of. So there is my third piece of foam popped ephemera elements. So there's that visual triangle there. So now I have the doohickey stickers, and I love these photo corners. I never really know how to use them, but I really like it in that top left corner there. It just provides, it kind of draws your eye to the full page instead of just bam to the center because of all of the color and the busyness that is in that. So these are the Chow Chips, and the title of the page becomes Love This Life. This was our only walk this summer, first and only walk as a family, which I like to do. I like to have the family together when we can, and we were lucky to have both kids home. They're not kids anymore, but they're my kids. They'll always be my kids, both kids home for the summer. So it was kind of a monumentous occasion that we were able to finally all gather. Nobody was working, nobody was going out to dinner with friends, and we could all just spend a little bit more time casually together without having to have something to do. So I've broken into the phrase, the word icons, ephemeras there, and ephemera bits, and I'm actually only going to just use that one because the family sticker is up top is from the doohickey. So that's me using the new documented collection. I hope you are inspired to invest in it and break it out and create with it. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.